Greet you all students of third year. This is paper first, Merchant of Venice. We were discussing Act 1, Scene 2nd. And some students, they must have query about the significance of this scene. And each and every scene is very important, as I told you earlier also. Now, so far as theme of Merchant of Venice is concerned, it is important, and from both the point of view, we have characters, important characters. We meet famous heroine of Shakespearean comedy, Portia, and her attendant Nerissa. Now, here the list of suitors we were discussing. Do you remember in the last turn? Now, what is the significance of it? Try to understand the significance. Even minor characters are important. Why? What is the reason? Because it highlights the popularity of heroine. Okay, so have you understood the point? See, she is very famous, very popular, and very impressive personality, that from suitors from different corners, they come to impress her. So this is one of the important reasons. And a second point is that her rejection implies that she is in love with Bassanio. So the relationship between Bassanio and Portia, which we will discuss in much detail in other scenes. So from this point of view, it is very important. And see, the scene in which we come to know about Nerissa's character. Now, so far as character is concerned, see Portia's impressive personality. See, this is Act 1, Scene 2nd, and a theme of bondings, yes, between Portia and Nerissa. And the list of suitors, the significance, popularity of Portia that we discussed. And now the characters. See, Portia's character, it's not, confined to one dimension. And few people discuss it. What is important point here? Yes, her devotion to respected father, her loyalty, righteousness. In Casket story, when we come to about, will, a legal document left by Portia's father, very important point. And development of plot, so far as development of plot is concerned, and her devotion, when we talk about it, respected father, because she is very honest. She, honestly, she wants to follow her father's will. So human values, this is what Shakespeare wants to establish. So from this angle also, students, you must study Merchant of Venice. And when we talk about her impressive personality, why? What is the reason? Because of virtues, because of qualities, not only outward appearance only. That is also, important. Very effective personage of Portia, personality, persona. But at the same time, because of these virtues, she is very obedient, yes. And after the said demise, she was determined that, yes, she would follow strictly, honestly, positively her father's will. Then see Nerissa's character, her purity of love for Portia, and words of wisdom. Do you remember? I mentioned it and I discussed in much detail that competency stays longer. Say, see, this is, word of wisdom, you must remember. And there should be no difference between saying and doing. So these are, certain maxims in this scene. From this point of view also, the scene is important. Now we come to next scene, that is scene 3. Yes, very important, scene 3, and it takes place in Venice. Now I would like to again point out that very important character we meet. And yes, students, who is this character? I mean, bright students, you are very curious to know that, yes, it it makes a complete whole when we have both kinds of characters. Here we have Shylock, we meet for the first time, villain of this drama, and we have certain scenes from the enactment, the play, the drama, It was a stage performance and very famous, popular stage performances. We have certain scenes, so you should have idea about that also. When we talk about this scene now, the so far as development of plot is concerned, from that point of view, it is very significant. Now, development of plot, it is the scene which it is marked by actual signing of and sealing of the bond. Scene 3. Important scene, yes, for the development of plot, Bond story, and Shylock, the villain. And see, here, each and every scene, you must try to comprehend first in simpler way, and at the same time in-depth study is also important. Now, when I talk about actual signing and sealing, then you must have idea about, you must know, you must have deeper understanding about the Bond story. And here again we have some scenes, stage performances. See, you would really love to have a look these scenes, famous scenes, and these actors. In my introductory lectures, I told you actors take the role of characters, so you must always constantly think from that point of view also. Okay, come to the point, the scene, and see we have important conversation between these two characters, Bassanio and Shylock. Now, Bassanio again, see, he is in need of money. Do you remember? So he is the connecting link between Bond story and Casket story. And Bassanio, he say important development. So far as important development, plot construction is concerned and development. Bassanio, his contact with Shylock is very important. See this scene, it begins with 3,000 ducats. So entire, say, axis of this this scene, it is the money and the merchant, the title, as the title of this way. And he wants to borrow 3,000 ducats. Now, what is the reason? Because he wishes to visit Belmont and he is in deeply love with Portia, and he wants to win the hand of Portia. He wants to get married. This is the reason that you know very well now. And see, Portia here, sees, though she's not there, but indirectly all the time, heroine, she is predominating character, heroine. And when see the conversation. Now, why this scene is important? Again, from two point of view. And this is first from the point of view of theme and development of plot. So, development of plot, first I would like to discuss because it is very, very important for you. And now the contact between these two characters. He, goes to Shylock, and then who is Shylock? Here, is a Jewish merchant, and here he appears before us as a money lender also. He lends money to the people, and his character is also highlighted here. And Bassanio, he approaches Shylock and asks him to lend the amount of 3,000 in Venice. This is the currency in Venice, 3,000 ducats, as we have in India, rupees. So for the period of 3 months. So very interesting story now. You would enjoy it. 3,000 ducats for the period of 3 months. See, this is the bond, the signing and sealing of bond, and very important conversation that also we would discuss here. And in the name, now, third important point is first, 3,000 ducats, second, for the period of 3 months, and third important point, in the name of Antonio, credit Antonio, because Antonio's reputation is well known merchant, very popular, wealthy, prosperous merchant in the Venice. So this now another important development here is that the rivalry we come to know about, see in this scene now. come to the point. And yeah, so far as character of Antonio is concerned, see, as I have pointed out here, see the character villain we meet in Shylock, and character of Antonio. Even villain Shylock, he admires Antonio. So see, this is the heights of goodness of Antonio. Shylock say, oh, Antonio is a good man. Even the person who hates him appreciates his quality. So this is exactly the heights of nobility that Shakespeare here wants to highlight. Now see, the conversation is very important. Shylock and see another theme that I would like to here focus, theme professional rivalry between two merchants. And this is one theme. Another theme, see the enmity between Jews and Christians. This is what Shakespeare, according to Shakespeare, he has again focused this theme. So two important themes: professional rivalry, enmity between the two, and Jews and Christians also, that we would discuss. He very, frank, this is aside, a literary device. He is talking to himself. Not other characters, they are not listening. So this is one of the important devices aside. Other characters, they cannot listen to him. So in a way, in nowadays, in modern language and modern context, we can say when you are talking to yourself and other characters. I mean, this is reflection of your mind and heart. And it outwardly, you would say, oh, you talk to some person and that, oh, you are very nice and all that. So that it also implies hypocrisy sometimes. And inward sanctuary, you say, oh, he points out, I hate him for he's a Christian. Very frankly, very clearly. And this is an aside. We come to know, they see the relationship, which is absolutely nullifying here. So the point, professional jealousy, that Shakespeare wants to highlight, we come to know about this bond and actual, so many examples. He is just, as devil quotes the scripture, justifying his view. And now, very important now, students, you must see the bond. Signing the bond is very important. When Shylock, the kindness will lie. All the time, when, see, this is a famous proverb that devil quotes the scripture. He quite often, he points out kindness and all that, but he himself is very cruel. Your single bond. Now, in this, see, beyond imagination, see, it's again here, it's a sharp contrast to the character of Antonio. Beyond imagination, that he is after the life of Antonio. See the enmity, heights of enmity and hatred, cruelty. That what is bond now? Try to understand the bond that Bassanio, he borrows money in the name of Antonio, and Shylock, moneylender, very simple. He lends money. How now the amount is 3,000 ducats for the period of 3 months. And now this is the focus. There is no problem in here lending and borrowing, whatever. But the point is that students, you must concentrate on that. Be nominated for an equal pound of your flesh. He would take, if Antonio, he cannot repay the amount in the particular given time according to bond, he would take the pound of flesh, cut off. See, how cruel, inhumane Shylock as a Jew. And Shakespeare, as a dramatist, wants to highlight the cruelty of this Jew. And that's why I told you we have theme of Jews and Christians, enmity between the two. And see here, signing of the of your flesh, and yes, cut off and taken in what part of your body pleases me. So this is now Antonio. Okay, I see he's very reserved, very kind hearted, noble personality, Antonio. I will seal to such a bond. He gives his consent. Now, what is the reason? Now, so far as characters in this, Antonio's character, see his, again, intensity of emotion, his affinity with Bassanio, and because of that, he he is ready to sacrifice his life for the sake of friendship. So heights of friendship, this is one of the important themes in Shakespearean comedy. And that day also I point out this, that heights a theme of love, friendship, and enmity between Jews, and these are certain. So students, you must understand this from that point of view. And thrice now Antonio, he points out that thrice times the value of, because he's confident, because he's a wealthy, prosperous merchant. He's confident that he would, pay the money in a particular time. There's no problem. And that's why, so this scene is very, very important so far as development of plot is concerned. We have, now what are important points, students? It is signing and sealing of bond. And bond, what is the meaning of word bond? It is a legal document. Now, and Antonio is bound to repay the amount, because Bassanio, and we have, as I mentioned this, and Shakespeare, he has highlighted this point, say the heights of friendship, and for the sake of friendship he is ready to sacrifice his life. And another point, that when we character goodness of Antonio, it is also reflected. And so far as Bassanio's character is concerned, he is in need of money, and you see the faiths. Theme of faith is also important. He has full faith in see the goodness of his friend. And romantic lover, I mean, even just to see his intensity of emotion, just to win the hand of Portia, he is in passionately in love with Portia. So that's why he wants to take money, this particular amount. So sealing and signing the bond. Now these two theme from the point of view of theme and the characters. And third, now Antonio's opinion. Antonio is a very straightforward person. His opinion about Shylock is also important. We come to know the character of Shylock at the same time, his heights of cruelty, inhumanity. Otherwise, it is beyond imaginative power that a person can be cruel to that extent, that he, instead of that amount, I mean, if he is unable to repay the amount, who? Antonio, then Shylock, he wants to take the pound of flesh from his body. So this is Shakespeare, here highlights the inhumanity, cruelty of this Jew Shylock, who is villain of this drama. And Antonio's opinion, when he points out that, oh, like a villain with smiling cheek. So hypocrisy, another character of, when we know about the character of Shylock, he is villain of this play, and cruel and inhumane, at the same time very hypocrite. Outwardly he speaks with smiling face and all that, but he is really, this is what Antonio has. And what is the reason behind it? Yes, Antonio, he does not have any jealousy. He is not jealous of Shylock. It is professional rivalry on the part of Shylock only. And another theme that we have, in Antonio and Bassanio, they are Christians. This is what Shakespeare himself, as a Christian, he points out, and he tends to elaborate this point also. Therefore, the scene is very important. And I told you that when we study any scene, at that time, constantly you must have in your mind about the theme, about the development of plot, and